Good evening, I am Coach Esplancer of the Dallas Staryu, and this is the Week 6 Team Builder video for our rematch against the Hoopa Hotspurs, which, as you know, last week was the first team in the Orange League to defeat us. So now our record is 4-1, and this is payback. Now, here is Hoopa's team. Mega Scissor, Heatran, Keldeo, Ferrothorn, Goodra, Alakazam, Jolteon, Drifblim this week, Quagsire, and Regirock. Now last week, the biggest key to Hoopa's success was the combination of the Focus Sashed Alakazam, which was able to threaten out Emboar and Nidoking very effectively, and the Scarfed Keldeo. Now, I don't know if he's going to try to do that again or do something different this week, but that was key to his success. Also, the Ferrothorn with the Iron Barbs and the Rocky Helmet wore down a lot of my Pokemon last week to allow them to be killed. But you could see last week he was really going for a bulky offensive setup. He actually ran 2 Assault Vests last week. That Regirock and the Goodra last week were Assault Vested, and that's why my special attacks did so little. Now, I ran a lot of physical attacks last week and it broke through his Assault Vesters, so I wonder if he's going to try that again this week. My guess is he probably will not. Now, he did last week switch up Drifblim for, he switched up Ambipom for Drifblim. Drifblim being a fighting ghost type, or sorry, a ghost flying type that is immune to fighting and ground, 2 of his biggest weaknesses. And I have no doubt in my mind that he'll bring that. It's also going to be a second defogger for him. With Aftermath, it can do 25% damage on whatever kills it. And it's very bulky on the HP side. It doesn't have very good defense or special defense, but it's very hard to OHKO with base 150 HP. So we're going to see what he wants to do with that Drifblim. I think that he brings it though. Now on my side of the field, the Leavanny setting up the Sticky Web really brought the game down to the wire. Because of the Sticky Web, I was able to outspeed a lot of Hoopa's team with Emboar and Nidoking, and I think that's something that's going to be very threatening to my opponent. For that reason, I think he's going to bring Mega Scissor, and I think Mega Scissor is going to be his defogger, not his Drifblim. His Drifblim is going to be more of a switch-in. So, we're going to play around that. I do have plenty of things I can take out the Mega Scissor, but since he now has that fighting immunity, I have to be careful when going for the superpower because I don't want him to switch it in for free. I don't like it when people switch things in for free. It's just not how I go. Now, what I'm thinking he's probably going to bring this week, I think Mega Scissor comes, and I think Drifblim comes. I think that Mega Scissor will probably have Aerial Ace. I did say in my Team Builder video that Aerial Ace is very threatening to my team, and I think the coach is going to agree with that and bring it. One of the disadvantages of doing Team Builder videos is my opponents can actually see what I'm thinking and can build around that. I think he's going to bring the Ferrothorn again. He was very successful with it last week. I definitely underestimated how bulky it was. I thought that my Cobalion would easily be able to do a lot of damage with close combat. It didn't even do half. And then I died to Iron Bobs and Rocky Helmet. So I think he's going to bring that again this week. I also think he's going to bring the Heatran because I do have an acute fire weakness, especially since this week we dropped Tentacruel to pick up Klefki. I didn't pick it up for this match, but he might think that I bring it. And that's 4 fire weaknesses on my teams now, so I have to prepare for that. It's also a very good switch into the fire type attacks. So Mega Scissor, Heatran, Drifblim, Ferrothorn. Yeah, Drifblim, Ferrothorn, and for the last ones, probably the Goodra again. The Goodra could be very effective. Even the Salt Fest, or even if he decides to run Choice Specs or something like that. And I don't think the Regirock worked out too well for him last week. With the Power-Up Punch and the Drain Punch, it could have done a lot, but I don't think he saw that Banded Superpower coming from Hydreigon, which really broke it down and enabled me to revenge it with Nidoking. So I don't think he's going to bring that again. Instead, he's probably going to bring the Alakazam again with Focus Sash because it is a very good win condition for him. Although we could see the Jolteon or something like that. He could even, decide to Scarf it. So this week, we're going to try to get some payback, and this week I changed it up a little bit by investing a little bit more into bulk. Last week I didn't have a lot of bulk, really Zapdos and Cobalion were it. This week I'm going to invest a little bit more. So we're going to start with our offensive. It's going to be the same as last week, except I changed up the sets a little bit. We are running Mixed Nidoking this week with 252 special attacks, 216 in speed with a positive speed nature, and 40 in attack. It's the exact same spread as last week. It enables me to outspeed up to Jolteon without a Scarf after the Sticky Web is set up. And we're running the Earth Power, the Ice Punch, the Fire Blast, and the Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch because, last week if I had Sucker Punch I would have been able to kill Keldeo and I would have won. So I'm bringing the priority Sucker Punch. And we have the Life Orb with the Sheer Force. Now last week, the coach for Hoopa thought that I was Scarf because he didn't see the Life Orb recoil. With Sheer Force, it actually cancels that out on moves where Sheer Force comes into effect, which is everything here except for Sucker Punch. Next up, we have Calcifer is making a comeback this week. And we are running Banded Calcifer. I want Calcifer to hit as hard as possible. Last week, the coach for Hoopa, actually switched to Keldeo on my superpower, and had I been banded, it actually would have OHKO'd, believe it or not. So I'm running Choice Band. Now, I have to be careful with the Choice Band because, I'm slower than a lot of things. And this week I'm running Adamant with 252 attack, 96 speed, and 160 in HP, and that's only enough speed to outspeed base 80s after the Sticky Web. That's Goodra and Blow. So I'm not going to outspeed Keldeo, I'm not going to outspeed Alakazam, and I'm not going to outspeed the Jolteon. So I have to keep that in mind. However, I can definitely catch them if for whatever reason they want to switch in, which I don't see why they would, but I can catch them. And I'm bulky enough here with this 160 that I can probably take a hit. In fact, I take about 80% from Scald from Keldeo, and that's not bad. So next we're bringing Baby Mama. We're bringing Baby Mama again because the Sticky Web is very helpful. He does have more options for getting rid of the Sticky Web this week, so I have to prepare for that. However, I think his best option is the Mega Scissor, and that is why we are running Special Leavanny with 252 special attack, Modest Nature. I was running knockoff, that's why we have the minus attack, but I actually changed it up for Energy Ball just in case of Quagsire or Keldeo. But we are running the Hidden Power Fire. Hidden Power Fire with the Expert Belt in the set will 2-hit KO Mega Scissor unless it is maximum HP and maximum special defense. A typical Baton Pass set. So I'm hoping to catch that thing off guard. We have Energy Ball. I was running Knockoff to try to remove some items, but I'm not even going to bother. I don't want to take Rocky Helmet damage or anything like that. So I'm running Energy Ball for Quagsire and for Jolteon. It'll scare him out. Baton Pass for Momentum. I was considering actually running a substitute to Baton Pass out into something else, but I decided Energy Ball was better. And Sticky Web. Now, originally, I wanted to run Natural Gift on this thing. Natural Gift with the Wattleberry, which actually does 95% the Mega Scissor. Which the combination of that and Knockoff would kill it. However, for whatever reason, Leavanny does not get Natural Gift, and I am very angry for this fact. Look at it. This thing should get Natural Gift. I mean, it takes care of babies, for crying out loud. If you read his Pokedex entry, it weaves swaddles for baby Pokemon with silk. That's what it does. So I don't know why it doesn't get Natural Gift. It gives to everybody. It's like Trump. It gives to everybody. But that's neither here nor there. Hidden Power Fire will still 2-hit KO, but I do have to be wary of the Heatran switch in to get the Flash Fire boost, because I'm sure it's going to want to do that the second time. In fact, we're going to run knockoffs. We're going to go back to knockoff, because I could knock off Heatran's item afterwards. So I'm going to go back to knockoff with the minus in defense. Anyway, next up we have Zeppelin, and Zeppelin this week is running defensive set, and we are running a baton pass set this week. I was considering actually running defog, but I don't want to defog my own sticky web, and I think I'm just going to live with the stealth rocks. It really only affects Zeppelin here. He likes to bring it because Mega Pincer, which I'm not bringing this week again. But we're going to see how this works. I don't think he's going to see baton pass coming. Agility baton pass. If I can baton pass that into Calcifer, that would be amazing. I can baton pass it into Elvis. I can even baton pass into Baby Mama, and then baton pass back out. The Orange League does not have the baton pass clause. I checked. That's actually one of the rules that's specifically waived in the Orange League, is we can have multiple baton passers. So I have multiple options for that. But hopefully I can actually get an agility boost, and that'll allow me to outspeed anything with Nidoking, even if it's Scarfed. So that's nice. We're running Discharge because I want to try to paralyze some things. Last week, not running the Electric Stab kind of hurt me, because I could have, if I killed that Keldeo, I could have actually lived a Side Shock from Alakazam, broken its Sash, and then killed it with Nidoking. But once again, that's in the past. And I do have Substitute, so I can try to baton pass substitutes too. Next up, we have Hydraco, and we are running specially defensive Hydraco because I want to get behind a substitute, and I want to try to toxic things like Goodra and Quagsire. Goodra's a very good switch-in with the substitute up. If it's got Draco Meteor, it's going to have to use that, either that or Ice Beam to break the sub. And I can get a Toxic off in the meantime. If the Sticky Web is set up, I'll be able to outspeed and go for substitutes to rack up the Toxic damage, even without speed investment. But without speed investment, if it has any investment, I will be outsped by it. Actually, I'm outsped by it anyway because I have no investment. But with this spread, I actually take about 75% from a Draco Meteor if necessary. I don't really have anything to hit it back with because I'm not running Draco Meteor myself. But it's something to think about. I could potentially do something like, I could Toxic it. Quagsire can't do much to it. I Levitate, I Scald, I'm not worried about that. I'm not running the physical set this week. I can Toxic the Drifblim, I can Toxic the Regirock, I can scare out the Drifblim with Dark Pulse, that's why I'm running the Dark Pulse. It also hits neutrally things like Ferrothorn, Mega Scissor, and Heatran, which would be very afraid of Flamethrower and Earth Power. And I have Focus Blast to hit the Ferrothorn and the Heatran. So we'll see how this works out for me. It is a kind of a kooky set, but I think with the leftovers and the substitute Toxic Stalling, I think it could come in handy against certain threats. Even Keldeo's Secret Sword, I do live that, and I can Toxic it, just to wear it down. Finally, we have Moonshine. Moonshine is going to be a lot better at taking hits than Zeppelin was last week in Cobalion. And we're running Hidden Power Fire, Substitute, Thunder Wave, and Lunar Dance with leftovers. And this is maximum special defense. Now, the reason why I'm running this, I can Thunder Wave certain offensive things. In fact, those things aren't going to want to stay in unless they know they can kill it. The only things that are going to really be a threat, majorly, are a Swords Dancing Mega Scissor with knockoff. If it sets up a Swords Dance, knockoff becomes a little bit problematic, but then I can Thunder Wave and I can hit it with Hidden Power Fire and 2-hit KO it. The Shadow Ball from Drifblim and from Alakazam is going to be a 3-hit KO with my spread here. So I can take a few of those and I can paralyze the Mega Alakazam, or I can paralyze the Alakazam. I can break its sub with HP Fire. I can get behind a substitute on anything else just to switch things around. The Ferrothorn, the reason why I am running substitute is to block things like Leech Seed and Toxic from Quagsire, or anything like that I don't want to take. And I have Lunar Dance, and I want Lunar Dance because Calcifer and Elvis could potentially get very worn down, and they don't have any recovery. Like I could potentially be taking a hit with either one of them, or a Calcifer with Reckless takes a lot of recoil damage. I want Lunar Dance to be able to get those back up in a pinch and be able to use it again. So that's why we have that. Anyways, that is my team. I think that we'll be able to get payback this week. I certainly hope so. If you enjoy this, please leave a like. Leave any comments you have about my team down below. Subscribe if you want to see more. I am Coach S. Blanster of the Dallas Staryu, and new Staryu is rising. And we will see you Sunday for Sunday Night Pokemon, where we battle the Hoopa Hotspurs yet again.